is there a benefit to tuning your car even though you have no mods?
Absolutely, 100%. Nissan, the way they've set the tune up from the factory, have essentially put targets in the tune, things that the vehicle is going to try to achieve that are not conducive for peak performance. There's a certain number of reasons why they've done this, and it has to do with limitations that exist within the logic of their calibration. When we retune the vehicle, we can put custom programming, new logic inside the computer that never existed there to begin with. And that can actually allow us to be more efficient with how we use fuel in the tune. That on its own picks up power. And there's no compromises because if, let's say, something goes out of range and the car starts running lean or whatnot, we have mechanisms in place that will protect the engine. So not only can we protect the engine from leaning out with new software, but we can also use that to extract more power from the engine, make the engine run more efficiently. It's better for the environment. It's more fun for the driver. Lots of benefits there. In addition, we can identify various problems with the way the car is running. There's actually a couple issues with the factory calibration as far as certain sensors and how they're calibrated. Knock detection can be greatly improved. That's a whole separate subject there, but oftentimes vehicles can have a lot of issues with that. That prevents them from achieving their peak potential just because of something that's causing problems. And when you do a tune on the car, it lets you really work with your tuner, review the data very closely, understand what the car is doing, what it's supposed to do, and how can we make it better, how can we make it perform better, and that's all part of the tuning process.
So let's say I have a bone stock car. I just went and I picked up a 0 mile Z. I come to you and I want to get a tune on the car.
Yeah.
No modifications, no nothing, bone stock.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Let's go.
What kind of gains do you think I will see by having a custom tune like by yourself?
Well, that's actually a great question because most of the time people will answer this question or expect an answer in terms of horsepower numbers or torque numbers. The true answer, or rather the question should be, what does the graph change look like? What do you actually get after the car's been tuned? And what I always look for is, here you have your normal graph that looks like this, and you have your new graph, and you have a gap in there between the new and the old. Now, even though the peak power may not go up more than, let's say, 10 or 15 horsepower, the amount of time that you're making more power is what makes the biggest difference because it really changes how the car drives. It can really vary by vehicle. You might have a stock vehicle that everything's perfect. The AFR is where it needs to be. The knock detection system's working great. There's no problems. It's running great timing. It really doesn't need a whole lot. And from a perspective of picking up actual power in terms of numbers, you may not get a whole lot. It does happen, but you still have a huge benefit of, of course, knowing that the car is running well, adding all the different, fail safes. You said you didn't want me to talk about safety, but I can't help it. It's in my blood. You can have all sorts of, these cars, they get stolen. You can put in a pin locked anti-theft mechanism in there. There's so many other benefits to doing the tune. Even if your car doesn't pick up power, you're enhancing safety, preventing overheating. The different, they have valet modes, launch control. So, everybody wins. Even if you don't happen to pick up any power because your car's stock and it's perfect and it's a gem, you'll still have a benefit.